Yeah, I'd love to see my progress. And yeah, there's new content added with this game. There's a new epilogue story, apparently. And in the overview trailer, they showed, like, a new area that looked kind of like... It kind of looked like... almost like the Sky Island that was first shown in, like, the Tears of the Kingdom trailers, where it's, like, these floating islands that are very yellowy. They might have... I thought I heard something about, like, there being, like, more room for progression. So, like, maybe they did? Also made the knife weapon for my character, because it was my first way I found to spam Infinite Overdrive really early, and also I need heals. Where's Charlotte from Xenoblade Chronicles 1 when you need her? Imagine saying that when she's, like, such a sucky unit. Like, great for doing heals and stuff like that in Xenoblade 1, but, like, why does she need to cool off, huh?
How about a quick tour of the facility?
She already wasn't an amazing unit, and they made her worse with the need to cool off.
Let's start with your living quarters. Follow me.
So if I'm trying to get through this story as fast as I can, that means I'm going to be using Elma for the foreseeable future. I need to prioritize my affinities with Elma, Lamau, and Celica, because I want 0-0. Lau I need for story purposes, and Elma I want, like, Ghost Factory.
Brave citizens of New Los Angeles, good day. This is your Director General, Maurice Chausson. Today, I once again come to you with news I am truly...
This is a thing I never understood from the original game. After this, Elma is like, what's with all these things changing constantly? And kind of saying things that implied that the director was being, like, controlling and concealing information and something sketchy was afoot. When really there wasn't, and it was never brought up again. Unless X Definitive does anything with that.
Here in our new home. This, of course, is only the latest success in our continuing efforts.
Director General? Since when?
Oh, that was the comment.
2 days ago, ma'am.
Oh, that's just what Americans do, I guess.
Political aid to
You're
Director
right.
General in just a few weeks. At this rate, he'll be emperor by next month.
These are the comments I was thinking of.
Irina? Gwyn?
Where it's like, it sounds a little bit sketchy.
Nice work out there, ma'am.
And then this is never elaborated on ever again. Like, who are these people?
Irina Akulov, Gwyn Evans.
This one of the survivors, Colonel?
Gwyn looks about the same. I feel like Irina
The
looks
survivor.
a lot
I
more
only found
different
a
with the
single
change in
pod
eye
impact
style.
at Starfall Basin.
Wait, what? What happened to 10 more crew members?
Come on, seriously? Chausson was never one to let the truth get in the way of a good speech. Still, every last survivor counts. You can call me Irina. I'm with the Interceptors.
Me too. Same division. You can call me...
Yeah, he gives
Mr.
off like the same
Evans.
look and feel. She
just
feels
Gwyn.
very different.
The three of us were in the Coalition forces together. Specifically, the Special Operations Heavy Armor Training Unit, aka the Skeleton Crew. I was a colonel and Irina a lieutenant. Gwyn was a more recent recruit. Of course, I keep telling them we don't need those old ranks anymore now that we're here.
You're still Colonel to me, ma'am. No reorg will ever change that. And that's not about chain of command either. It's about respect. You've earned it.
And the award for best ass kiss goes to...
Well, I'd remind you both the ma'ams aren't necessary if I thought you'd listen.
All right, ma'am.
Was
We
that
should
supposed to be
getting
her
back to
whispering
work.
something over?
Until next time, Colonel.
Right. We should be going too. The administrative district isn't far. That's where you'll be calling home. For now, anyway.
Alright, Chapter 1, New Los Angeles. And hello, Kiwi Bird the Fruit. How's the game? I mean, I literally just started. This is like the very beginning kind of cutscenes and stuff, so it's a little bit early to say here. Xenoblade Chronicles X is like government exists, but it's not actually important. Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, when it comes to having Elma and Linear Party, I imagine that it's probably still going to be required in this game just because they're present for pretty much all the story cutscenes. I would imagine that's probably still a requirement. Time for Doug. I also don't quite get how they don't really get how stealth flight works at this point. Considering, weren't they using stealth flight previously, like, and flying through space and stuff with skells? In various battles in the beginning of the game? Maybe there's an explanation for it, I forgot. It's one of those things I probably wouldn't pay much attention to if it was just like a small footnote and not expected to be thought on too much.
Damn it!
It's Mallows. And yeah, I know that flying through space is not the same as flying with gravity, but I just mean in the sense of, like, they presumably have a sense of these things before.
There was exhaust in the cockpit. Just check the ductwork, would you?
Oh, I'm checking. I just seriously doubt.
Check the ductwork. Get an HVAC
Hey, look
expert
at that.
here.
The intake exhaust bypass is reversed. Oh man, it's a good thing I caught that.
You caught that? You're the one who cleared me to fly.
Everything okay? It's not like you to flub a flight check, Lynn. Good thing you had a rugged pilot like Doug at the controls.
Oh, hey Elma. How'd it go out there? And would this be one of the you-know-who's? Cool.
Yeah, who I'm not gonna be
Lynn
playing
Lee,
as until, like,
mechanic and top all-around
at
physics
least
gal for
post-Chapter
Blake.
5. Maybe post-Chapter 6. How old are you?
She's 13. And I know, she looks young, and she is young, but trust me, she's one of our top talents.
Most of the time, that is. Most of the time.
Anyway, you guys heading back to the barracks?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
As long as you're here, why don't I take you on the transport? It's a great way to see the city. I'll give you the grand tour.
That
Yeah,
sounds
so this
like
is
a
how it
great
introduces
idea.
the various districts in the city.
All right, Doug, I think that'll be all for today. You can clean up here and dock the Skell.
What?
Don't mind the exhaust. I'll take care of it tomorrow.
Don't mind it? Wait, why am I cleaning up your mess in the first place? Lynn! Lynn!
So yeah, a bunch of introductory cutscenes into our world and setting and stuff like that at this point. Changing party members! You can change active party members in main menu active members. This is cool how it's a menu like this. How many playable characters were there in X Original anyway? Like, how many are new here, I wonder? Can't wait for the bumpin' vocals, I know, right? Here, there we go. Have our tank character. There we go. Affinity chart. Yeah, so where do I find that at? Here. Intel. Ah, why? Nose! Unless you be like this. There we go. We have the affinity chart. Wow. Maurice. Alright, well. Okay, off we go. Time for some more cutscenes. Oh my god. Stop. Transport pilot. Alright, there we go. Let's look at the different districts here. Time to see the hub that we'll have for the rest of this game.
Not bad, huh? You can see everything from up here.
It beats walking, that's for sure.
The best way to see NLA.
If it wasn't for the subtitles, it
Never
would be
get tired
difficult
of
to tell
this
what they were
movie.
saying.
It's like a different city every time.
So I think the audio
Certainly
level
come a
still
long way in
isn't
the last few
great.
weeks. There's still so much to be done.
One day at a time.
Speaking of which, we don't really have time for a full pleasure cruise here. Why don't you give us the express tour, Lynn? Just the highlights.
Okay, you got it.
How do we tell what's around us anyway? There's no windows.
New LA is divided into 4 districts. We departed from the industrial district, where Doug and I were conducting the flight test. It has food production, skill development, you know, industries and stuff.
It's also where the West Gate is located, remember? Expect to pass through there fairly often. The only other gate out of the city is in the administrative district, but I'm skipping ahead.
It's still really cool to have this running on the
Next is
gaming
the commercial
tablet.
district. Restaurants, galleries, cafes, clothing, groceries.
Okay, now when she's speaking, they are
It's a
turning
veritable
down the
shopping
sound of the
paradise.
jets.
The CD is the closest thing to a downtown we've got. It can actually get pretty crowded sometimes.
Well, by NLA standards anyway. Day or night, the best and only bargains on the planet. To your right, the residential district. Housing, housing, and more housing. Well, plus a nice park and the cathedral.
Why does it sound like she's talking through a styrofoam cup connected to another styrofoam cup by a piece of string?
Wind with a good book. That's the spot.
Right? The park is my favorite place to just zone out and chill.
Like, as if you're not directly hearing her.
Destination, the administrative district, the nerd center at the heart of NLA. Note the distinct dual-level structure here. The upper level holds our administrative tower, home to Blade HQ and the government. Not to mention Armory Alley as well as the barracks where we live. The
Well, I
lower
just saw
level
something
there is a
despawn up
hangar
there.
complex for Skell maintenance and repairs. And this concludes our tour. We will be landing shortly.
Yeah, the audio leveling still isn't great. Yeah, I guess we see what's around us through the future or imagination. Oh, there's the shadow spawning in. As you can tell the moment that the ship came back into existence. You can tell they're American because they live on a spaceship yet still built infrastructure around suburban neighborhoods and cars. That's right.
Enjoy your stay in the administrative district, and thank you for flying Lindley Airlines.
Right. Let's get you over to the barracks. Then I should file my report. They'll be eager to hear the details on how I found you, I'm sure.
Well then, we better not keep them waiting. The barracks are pretty close, actually. They're set up just behind the giant blade tower here. That road there wraps around the left side and leads right to it.
We'll pass through Armory Alley, but let's not get sidetracked, okay? We can check it out later.
The hip sway on the walk. Random question, but are you a fan of Digimon? I don't know the first thing about it, honestly. Also, when it comes to armory stuff, do I now have my, like, thing? Hold on, let's see here. Iron knife. There's no advanced iron knife. Like, did I essentially send this pre-order bonus code to the Shadow Realm by redeeming it before I had a save file for it to load onto? Is that what happened? Because I redeemed it, like, before I started the stream, so I wouldn't have to do it, like, during the stream. But I didn't have a save file at the point. And, like, it did do a download here. It had, like, the progress bar and said that it had completed downloading content. I never got anything. So, Advanced Storm Assault Rifle, is that what is... Advanced Storm Assault Rifle is one of the things I'm supposed to, start with there. But I'm sure I just got that off of, like, some monster drop or something. Yeah, I do not have an advanced iron knife. Do I have the 100,000 credits? Where are my credits? No, I sure don't. The only, like, the starter stuff there isn't really all that good anyway, but I was kind of curious what the starting augments were. But I guess we will never know now. Because I think my pre-order bonus got sent to the Shadow Realm. Oh, it shows what faction people are in as well now? Interesting. But yeah. So they announced a bunch of stuff for Digimon. It was so cool. Nice. Blade Barracks.
And here we are.
Yeah,
Blade
just a tiny little
Barracks.
door that looks like it's part of the environment, but is
Consider
actually
yourself our
the
guest
entrance to
until
one
we
of those
finish
key
getting you
parts of the
registered.
entire game.
Feel free to come and go as you please.
Ask about registration. I don't know.
I think I can answer that one.
Secretary Nagi!
So, you must be the latest
Or whatever his
rescue.
title is.
Secretary Nagi.
Yeah, okay, I remembered right.
Miss Koo. Chipper as always, I see.
What can I say? Pep is my middle name.
I ran into Doug Barrett on the way here, and he didn't seem quite so upbeat. Anything about today's flight I should know?
No, nothing to worry about.
Good. Be sure it stays that way. More importantly, Elma, you found another one. Excellent work out there.
Just doing my job, Mr. Secretary.
Now, as for officially registering our new citizen here,
Why don't we talk inside? There's a lot of ground to cover. It could take some time.
ah yes, of course. Forgive me. You must be weary from the stasis and your journey back to us. Please, after you.
I'll put on some tea.
Not once will we ever see that door open across this entire game.
Allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Kentaro Nagi. You may remember me as Captain of the White Whale, but now I serve as Secretary of Defense here for New LA. The provisional government has charged me with keeping the peace, so all military and police matters fall under my jurisdiction.
He's also my superior officer. And he'd be an excellent person to talk to when you're ready to start looking for work.
And he's a
What
recruitable
about
unit
a
that's
job
actually
right here with
good.
Blade? She seems capable.
Let's give it a little more time. At least until she knows enough to be able to make an informed decision. She seems to be suffering from some form of memory loss.
Memory loss? From the stasis?
She could barely remember her name, and nothing at all about what happened to Earth or the White Whale.
I see. Though, come to think of it, the entire lot of us have only been on this planet for what, 2 months? It shouldn't take very long to get caught up.
My thoughts exactly.
Well then, where should we begin?
Time to go through a whole bunch of stuff. How we end up on Mira?
It started at the end, 2 years ago. The end of Earth. The casualty of a battle between two hyper-advanced alien civilizations. Their technology and weapons were beyond our comprehension. We were like infants, naked, powerless. The Earth was reduced to ash and blown away.
Unless they retcon that with
I
the
still
epilogue
wonder
to
if
tie
I
in
hadn't
Xenoblade
been
1 to 3 in some way.
Maybe all of this could have somehow been avoided.
Say that that was like a cover-up
No
and
one
not
can
quite the
know
truth.
that, Elma. What we do know is
whatever they
without
decided
you,
to do to
there'd have
tie
been
it
no
in.
Project Exodus, and no escape for any of us. Did it go perfectly? No. But we are here, and we are alive. We survived. So yes, Project Exodus. Once we learned the Earth might be threatened, we needed a plan to preserve all her various life forms. That plan was the Earth Life Colonization Project, otherwise known as Project Exodus.
And why was it referenced in the Xenoblade 3
Those of us who
DLC?
escaped on the White Whale spent over 2 years wandering in space. 2 hard years. But we clung to our mission.
It's actually not very long
find a
when you consider
habitable
the scale of
planet
space, but
and settle there.
I don't know how fast they were going.
We had no idea how long it would take. Or that the decision would eventually be made for us.
The xenoforms found us again, and, well, it wasn't a happy reunion. Earth wasn't enough. They wanted humanity destroyed. For better and for worse, we were close to planet Mira when we lost control of the White Whale. Inertia and gravity took it from there.
The ship had taken way too much damage to survive entering the atmosphere intact. We had no choice. We channeled all the power we had left to soft land the habitat. Once the dust cleared, we set to work transforming it into its current state. Searching for survivors, establishing Blade, installing the provisional government. Basically, making it a sustainable city.
Time to ask it again. No, more information about Blade. When do I choose my division?
Blade is an acronym. Builders of a legacy after the destruction of Earth. Quite fitting, I think. It's a relatively new organization. Up there in space, we had plenty of provisions, and a crew trained to handle the limited amount of situations we might encounter in our travels. But of course, all that changed after we lost most of our ship and came crashing down here on Mira. We needed food, water, search and rescue teams, surveyors, police. The list goes on and on. It was too much for the provisional government to manage on its own, so Blade was born. The idea was to have one central organization with different disciplines to fill these various roles. Its core was pulled from the Coalition military, so it's mostly former soldiers. But fighting isn't our most important duty. Right now, we have a single top priority that supersedes all others. The search for and recovery of the Lifehold.
Take a look at this. The White Whale was designed to carry an exceedingly large number of passengers, all of them held in stasis. All housed in a structure called the Lifehold. This is a complete schematic of that facility. Only essential personnel were conscious and active for the journey from Earth. The flight crew, maintenance engineers. And of course, some military so we could defend ourselves if necessary. But the vast majority were in the Lifehold. Are in the Lifehold. With any luck, they're all still there, in stasis, waiting to be rescued. But there's a problem. We now know the Lifehold broke apart along with the rest of the ship when we came down on Mira. What we don't know is exactly where all the pieces landed. Not very comforting, I know. Blade's top priority now is locating the missing units.
I have a question about registration, and considering how long these are, I'm gonna briefly BRB here. I'm pretty sure I have time to, considering these go on for a bit.
Yes. All citizens of NLA are required to register their name, age, and occupation. We also ask you report any personal assets and take a short survey regarding your current state of health. All purely as a precaution. I'm sure you understand. As the caretakers of humanity's survival, we all have certain responsibilities.
And hey, it's not all bad. Registering gets you access to all kinds of public services.
In any case, I'm sure this is all a lot to digest. You'll be wanting some time. Ms. Koo, even I'm tired of hearing myself speak. Why don't you take our guest out for some air? Perhaps a tour of the administrative district.
Yes, sir. Come on, we'll keep this briefing brief.
I didn't have as much time with this one. I try to be fast. I thought he was gonna go through like all the different divisions, and that I'd have a smidge of time. Oh well, that's super professional streamer here. Chapter 1. Alright, well, let's see here. Press R to display the navigation panel on the bottom right. The screen doesn't show the objective of your currently checked mission, etc. Yeah. Okay. So... Yeah. Gotcha. But yeah, because I'm still not feeling 100% and my throat is pretty dry, I've been drinking a lot of water. So sometimes I need to get up and go use the washroom like I just needed to there. Because, yeah, my throat is dry as heck, so I've been drinking a lot of water. That's good to do there. But yeah, I thought I'd have some more time. Should have done that during the second one. This is what I should have done. Hopefully that wasn't left there too long.
You know, it's not every day we're authorized to let a civilian tour the administrative district.
Yeah.
Oh, main character
Now you
privileges.
must really want her to join Blade.
The
And yet,
AD
you
is
still
a
don't
bit
disclose to me
different
the
from
true nature of the
other
life hold, but that's neither
It's
here
got
nor there.
everything a Blade would need, all in one place, without any extra fluff.
Oh,
Get a load of that scale.
yeah, this bit.
Even the way that they walk is so cool.
Yeah, we're not gonna be getting them for a
Oh,
while.
Yeah, work it, baby.
Apparently one of the new things in this version of the game is I've seen from trailers there's a new Skell. Geek out.
This girl gets it. Aren't they just the coolest?
Didn't even do anything.
Everything about them. The lasers.
So I do want to try out the new Skell type.
Bipedal and vehicular transformations. You ever have that dream where you're inside one and it's just transforming over and over and over? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Actually, I don't normally show this to people, but I've been working on some Skell fanfiction.
This
Hold
is
on,
certainly
I'll
a
just
video
pull it up
game of
here.
all
One
time, isn't
sec.
it?
Lynn,
Oh, right. Sorry.
originally, scales were developed as a defensive measure to counter potential alien threats. It wasn't enough to save Earth, though. We were outnumbered and outgunned. Still, just look around you. New LA has gone from basically nothing to this in just 2 short months. We could never have come so far, so fast, without Skell technology. I'd love to get you into one to see for yourself, but it's not that simple.
Well, yeah, duh. For one thing, only Blades are allowed to pilot Skells. And even then, you need a license.
These aren't toys we're
Can I get
talking
pulled
about.
over for
They're
drunk driving?
complex machines with powerful weapons. And they're a precious resource. We only have so many of them to go around. So yes, as you might imagine...
How strict is the tolerance on the
certification
amount of
process is a
alcohol that can be in my
fairly
bloodstream and
rigorous one.
skills? Asking for a friend.
I'm sure you're thinking, where do I sign up for the test? But it's not that simple. They choose you, not the other way around. You can't just walk in the front door and volunteer.
There is some criteria. The details are largely hidden, but basically, HQ only allows the cream of the crop to take the test. Blades who go above and beyond in their duties, and for the people of New LA in general.
So what do you say? If you become a Blade and work hard, I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before they tap you on the shoulder.
Speaking of work, that reminds me. Why don't we check out the Mission Control Board first? That's where we take on our assignments.
Good call. Let's head on over.
Do you know what I think I'm gonna do first, really quickly? Hold on, let me just double check this again really quickly. Yeah, there's no advanced knife or anything, and there's definitely not the credits. Here, let me save really quickly. Oh, and you have multiple save files in this, unlike the original. That's nice. Oh, I like that. That's something that the original game would have definitely benefited from. Here, I guess I don't necessarily have to close it. I can close it in a sec if I need to. I'm gonna try this stupid code again. See if it actually does anything. Because, like, I know it's not much, but, like, I may as well take it if I have it anyway. Gotta love how laggy the Nintendo eShop is. By God, the Nintendo eShop is like the most unusable UI ever. Look how laggy it is entering things in. What? Why did it take me? Come on. Whoa. Why is the cursor up there now? My god. Okay. Do this. Wow, almost hit the wrong thing there. 1x QL. Yeah, welcome to the Nintendo eShop. 18T0. I just want to see here. But yeah, the eShop is goddamn web browser site instead of dedicated app. What? I don't know what the sentence means. This code has already been used. Because I used it before. But it got used when I didn't have a save file to redeem it on. So this little pre-order bonus code may as well be sent to the Shadow Realm. Because I made the mistake of redeeming it before I launched the game. Why did it, like, install it then? Like, it's just... It was redeemed into nothing. Why did it let that happen instead of just being like, oh, there's not a save file for this to go to, so we're not actually gonna let you redeem it. Redeem it after you've made a save file. Nope, it didn't even ask or anything. It's just like, well, guess this is nothing now. So
this is mission control.
No pre-order bonus for
We don't
me.
have a dispatch system yet, so Blades
It's something
usually
that I don't
choose
like
their own
about
assignments.
GameStop here is,
Everyone
while you
comes
can
here
pre-order
and selects from
online,
the
you can only
missions
pre-order
available on the
online for it to
board.
be sent to you who knows how long later.
And it's
You
not
can't
just official
pre-order to
Blade
reserve in
tasks.
store.
Anyone with
Like, I think the
requests is
site
free to
tries to have a
host here.
feature like that, but it just doesn't work for me.
Citizens, whoever.
So I made time earlier this
Yeah,
week to
it's
go in and
basically
pre-order
how
just because I
anything
figured
gets
like,
done
oh, maybe
in the
GameStop will
ULA.
have
So
some
the
sort of
board is
bonus and I want to
constantly updated.
showcase what it is just
Just
because I
about
always try to
every blade will
showcase
stop
pre-order
by here at
bonuses on
some
this
point
channel
during
where
a
I can.
shift.
Nope, never
It's like our
mind.
second home. You'll always find a number of blades around.
We're not
here
off to a
blowing
great
off
start with
steam
this
or
game.
browsing
The
mission
character
control for the
customization
next
options that I
assignment.
wanted have been taken away,
Whenever I
and the
get freed
pre-order
up,
bonus has
I'll
been
stop
sent to
there
the
first
Shadow
and
Realm
check
because
for
I
any
dared
missions
make
I
the
might be
mistake
suited
of
for.
redeeming it before starting the game.
Likewise.
Like,
And if the assignment seems too tough to handle
we're
solely,
not off to a great start
that's
here.
what the scout console is
Honestly.
for. We should show you that next.
Hey, who's giving this tour anyway? We also have the scout console, if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo. And Elma just
Yeah, and
said
then you
that,
chip away
didn't
at
she?
it along with other players that chip away at it on their own files.
Hey,
If it was a physical store, you would walk into the eShop and a sales associate would walk up and ask what you want. If you say, I just want to browse, they will stare at you for 5 seconds with no emotion before saying, wait here, walking away. They then come back 20 seconds later with 2 anime dating sims and a game you already own. Sounds like a pretty accurate analogy.
The Blade Scout console. When
Yeah.
the going gets tough, the tough go to the scout
Take on the
console.
scouting missions and
you
stuff.
know, to get tougher.
If you do end up joining us,
Which
you'll
I won't.
quickly realize just how important this little kiosk is.
I basically
A lot of
never
the mission
interacted
control
with this thing
assignments are
before.
Too much for any one blade
My
to
previous
handle.
playthroughs.
They tend to call for multiple
Maybe
members with
every once
specialized
in a blue
knowledge or
moon.
unique skills. This console lets you search for and recruit other blades to fill those roles for just such an occasion.
You can't spell blade without team. Sorta. Anyway, awesome, right?
Maybe I can
So, you
cheese
ready
over
to
some
join
high-level enemies by taking other
Hang
people's
on, Wayne,
avatars
take it easy,
temporarily.
would you?
What?
Cheese some
I'm
levels
just
and get
saying,
through
you
this
have to be
faster.
some kind of an idiot not to want to join Blade. Or maybe a crazy person.
Oh, and
Oh,
here
exactly,
I
gang, my
thought
hopes
you might
up.
be pressuring our guest.
Apology accepted. Now, how about a little shopping? And I'm not talking about the stuff over in the commercial district. I'm talking about Armory Alley.
So for the record, I'm watching a stream over Twitch. This game doesn't look like it's running at 1080p. It might not be. I was a little bit concerned earlier about the whole game getting smaller, me stretching it out. Like maybe it was 720p and I stretched it out. But I mean, what I'm seeing on the game in front of me and what I'm seeing on the stream manager over there since I have the stream open looks about the same. I can full screen the stream manager over here just to like double check. And then yeah, 1080p 60 FPS source. I mean, it looks about the same, so I don't think that... Well, now the quality just went down to 480p, and now I look bad. I guess some brief connection issues. or something there, which I'm allergic to. But yeah, it does pretty much look the same here. Part of me kind of wish that they saved this to be like a Switch 2 exclusive, and it had like resolution
Blades
bumped
can
up and better
requisition
FPS and
equipment
stuff.
From any of the vendors here.
But I guess they didn't
Oh,
have to,
yeah.
considering it
Most
was a
Blade
Wii U
members face
title.
danger on a daily
And already the
basis.
Switch is going to be a little bit more powered up
Having
than the
the
Wii
latest
U.
gear
Not by a
isn't about
massive
impressing your
ton,
friends.
but
It's a matter of
just a smidge
survival.
more powerful.
true enough.
So
And that goes not
I guess it
only
makes
for your
sense that they may as
personal
well.
armor and weapons, what we call ground gear, but for skell equipment.
And who
as
knows,
well.
maybe there'll be graphical enhancements with
buy
the
whole
Switch
skells.
2, if that's a
Can
thing
you
that
imagine
the
owning
game
your
could
own
support
skell?
or would get patched in or something.
Huh?
How cool would it be
Oh,
if there was
right,
like a
the
60
door.
FPS mode?
I think all that's left is the heart of Blade itself. Blade Tower.
It's because especially after playing through my last playthrough of this on Semu, I really want to play this game in 60 FPS. I never used to think that it was a big deal for a long time, but after playing enough games in 60 FPS, it's like, I do want to hit that. Yeah, this game is honestly very much like a single-player MMO.
So yeah, Blade
I've heard a lot of
Tower.
people call it that
When we
before.
come here, it's usually to stop by Blade HQ.
Wow.
The higher-ups, like Secretary Nagi and Commander Vandam, will
spins.
spend most of their day here.
Every Xenoblade has a
The government
Vandam,
leaders, too.
except for
They're
one,
based
which
in
has a
town.
Vanguard.
Guys like our new Director General Maurice Chausson, for example.
Blades sometimes report to the leadership here after we finish key assignments. You'll want to remember this place.
And that about
Yeah,
does it
just
for
all
our
this
tour.
introductory stuff.
So, what do you think? Pretty amazing setup, right? You can't
Yeah,
wait
let me
to
play the
join
game.
Blade, right?
Okay, Lynn, seriously, that's enough. We're not here to make a sales pitch. We just want you to have all the facts so you can make an informed decision to join us, or not.
I don't actually get a decision.
Now that you've seen where
You're
and
forced
how we
into
work,
as the player.
hopefully it made a good impression, but your decision will be just that, your decision.
It's not, though.
In any case, let's head back to the barracks. Secretary Nagi will be waiting.
There, I did it. I like the pop-up that they have now. A little bit of a different feel compared to the original. I did all the things, wow. Okay, gameplay tips. Yeah, so I can check them there, get a level up. I would love to save my progress, cool. That's nice of Nintendo to call it Definitive Edition because we all know it's just the Wii U game, but on Switch, since Switch isn't that much more powerful than the Wii U. Like, it's more powerful, but Breath of the Wild's on the Wii U, it's not that big of a gap. Well, Breath of the Wild was also designed for the Wii U in the first place. And, like, at least with this, it isn't just, like, a port, like a lot of things from the Wii U to the Switch were. A port with, like, slightly changed gameplay to not need to have, like, the Wii U gamepad. Like, this does have changed graphics. They changed around the models to be a little bit more in line with the other Xenoblade Chronicles games. Like, not including Xenoblade 1. Like, the new style they've taken as of, like, Xenoblade 1 DE, Xenoblade 2 and 3 and stuff like that. Have a little bit more visual consistency. With the Xenoblade Chronicles X Original, the characters would look realistic, but like with anime eyes, and a lot of people kind of felt like a little bit thrown off by that. They've a lot more adopted the kind of anime style at this point. Every time I hear the word blade, I think of opening a bunch of core crystals. Yeah, good old Xenoblade 2 there. So like there is an art style change to this version, and there is like more content, like new skills and new epilogue and story stuff that'll hopefully explain some things. So like it probably is more fair to call this a remaster rather than more of a port. But the cost of hairstyles apparently so, yeah. Sure, enter the Blade Barracks.